Good afternoon, 10-weekers. Brian here. I just want to go over a few things with our form in terms of the punches and kicks that we've learned so far. This is very important that we keep refining and dialing in these different items. The first thing I want to talk about is those hands up at guard position. When we're up at guard, those hands are facing each other. We're not blocking our vision. We're not creating like a tunnel vision. We have them right from our cheekbones, and then those elbows are covering the top part of those ribs. So we're keeping and we're staying light on those feet. Always staying light on those feet. Our shoulders are relaxed. We're not hunched up and we don't have that head down. We want to keep looking. We want to be able to see our target. With that jab, remember that jab's coming off that front foot. We're starting with those hands up at that guard position and getting that corkscrew motion as we're driving into that bag. As we hit that bag, we're aiming for those top two knuckles, those first two knuckles to strike that bag first. That's where that power comes from. As we extend, we're popping that shoulder into that bag. Pop it, coming right back. Very important with that jab. Keep that punch nice and crisp. With the cross punch, with our normal stance here, our right foot's forward, so we're going to throw a left cross. Now those hips are pointing just slightly off that bag, but when we throw that punch, those hips are going to be pointing directly at that bag. All that power comes from the core as we're bringing it in. You know, my hands are up at guard, coming right in. I'm not pushing that bag and hyperextending my elbow. I'm hitting that bag nice and hard, coming in, hitting it nice and hard. When we throw that combination, the jab, cross, they're two separate punches. Jab, cross, right, left. So we don't want to have both hands out there doing this thing. I don't know what this is, it's not very effective. Jab, cross. Now last week we learned the hook. Now that hook, when we were doing it in that warm-up, we are standing typically with our feet in that horse rider stance. Our weight's in the ball of our feet, and we're bringing that elbow up and driving it in. And it's all that core twist. And we're pivoting with those feet. Hook, hook, right, left. Now, note that that punch is nice and close to the body. I'm not throwing it out here way far like a Rocky movie. I'm nice and close. When I'm doing a right hook on the bag, my right foot's gonna be slightly closer to that bag, and I'm gonna be driving it right into that bag. The left hook, that left hook's closer. My hands are at guard, and just bringing that elbow up, pivoting into that bag. That's where all the power comes. No, I'm not winding back with my arm to drive that punch in. Now the new punch that we'll learn today, those who already had class have already covered this, is the uppercut. Now uppercuts, now they look a lot, there's a lot of different ways those uppercuts will look. Now we don't have a true uppercut bag, so we have to modify our uppercuts a little bit. When we're doing them in the warm-up, again, we're in that guard position, we're dropping that shoulder a little bit, and we're still gonna get that power from that pivot and that core. So we're pivoting up, driving it up, just like we're punching someone right in the chin. Driving it up. Now note, I am not dropping my hand way down and driving it up. I'm just dropping slightly, keeping my arm kind of locked and bringing it up. That's where the power comes from. I don't want to see these Popeye haymaker punches. On the bag, we can't drive that punch up like this, or else we're gonna skip off that bag and we're gonna hit ourselves right in the face. Not a fun way to start a class. So we're gonna modify that uppercut and we're gonna drive it straight into that bag, just like we're punching someone in the stomach. So we're dropping that shoulder, pivot, coming right into it. So all that power is coming from that pivot. Drop, pivot, 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 right into that. It's a very fun punch. Now we can start putting fun combinations together in classes with those jabs, crosses, hooks, and uppers. Now we're gonna cover that kick here just a little bit. Now with that roundhouse kick, it's very important as we're moving on in this process and in this program, and you're getting stronger, that you're working on that pivot more and more, and really trying to get that heel to come around as you lift that leg up and snap it into that bag. If it's not happening on its own, start with that foot open to the bag. It's a way to save your knee. So we're gonna lift that leg up, snap into that bag, and set it down. Now note when I set my foot back down, I'm snapping it back to set it down. That's called rechambering the kick. So we want to rechamber it and set it down. All that power in that kick comes from that hip. And it comes from that hip turn. And as we turn those hips into that bag, that's how we're rolling that foot over, striking with the top part of it. And we're going to drive through that bag. Not stopping right on the outside, but driving all the way through. We're going to talk about that switch foot really quick, and then I'm going to let you go. With that switch foot, this is a misdirection step. This is something to catch that opponent off guard. In Taekwondo, you can't kick someone in the back. So you have to switch those feet really quickly to be able to kick that opponent to score a point. Well, we're not scoring points here in class, but we still want to emulate that. So that switch foot isn't this big, huge jump and turn, like you're on a surfboard or a skateboard or something. You're essentially sliding that left foot up for a right side switch foot. And you're sliding that left foot up and opening it to the bag as that right foot slides back and you're going to kick. So I'll start with that right foot forward, slide, kick, slide, kick. Now I'm not going back very far, just enough to open up that foot to be able to get that kick. This is a very quick and it's a fun kick to add, but make sure one thing we're doing is we're stretching out your calves and taking some extra time to pay attention to that. Sometimes that switch foot can kind of be hard on those calves. We want to make sure that we're spending extra time stretching out. One last thing, stay off of those scales. It's a tendency right now, week 3, I should be losing 10 pounds by now or 15 pounds. And you step on that scale and you found out, oh my gosh, I've gained 5 or I've gained 3. That is normal. Do not get discouraged by that. You will see some weight gain before you see weight loss. That's the process of your body putting that muscle on. That's the process of being well hydrated. Don't worry, that weight will come off as long as you stick your nutrition and you stay on top of things. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me, ask your coaches, ask the other fit members. Don't worry if you think, oh, I'm gonna sound stupid or I'm asked so many questions already. We do not mind. We are here to help you. You guys have been doing a great job so far and keep this up. Remember, I want you to finish this program. Not wash out, not quit because you get discouraged 3 weeks into it. Now, if you haven't come to class or if you started missing a few classes, it's not too late. You can still come back in here, get things dialed in. We can help you. Have a great day and thank you very much.